Through. We've all heard the expression about burning bridges, burning our bridges. Don't burn your bridges. Well, today we're going to focus on building your bridges and getting a deeper insight into that process. So stay tuned. Okay, welcome everyone to Supercharge with Emily, the podcast, our Momentum Monday series. And today we have a special guest with us, former St. Lucie County Commissioner Kim Johnson, who is now the community engagement specialist for Eckerd Connects. And he will share more about that, the Project Bridge program. And it's all about bridging gaps in the community. He will share some insights on that. But we're going to highlight the importance for entrepreneurs of building partnerships with the public sector. So the public-private sector partnership and building those relationships for the betterment of not only your business, but for the community at large. So I want you to join me in welcoming Commissioner, I always call him Commissioner Kim Johnson.
Hey, I want to thank this live audience, and most of all, Emily, I want to thank you for having me on your show because I am supercharged and you are living super large by having great guests come on. So thank you.
There you go. I like the supercharged, super large. I think I will have to use that in the future. Wonderful. It's great to have you and your positive energy and for joining me to share your great insights. So if you'd like to start off, well, telling us how did you, transition from, commissioner and becoming the engagement specialist and how all these skills come together to build the bridges and, how did you start that bridge building?
Well, first of all, like any elected official, when you get out of office, you have to have that break. So I probably took almost a year break. I got a phone call from the organization. Someone who thought that I was very aggressive in my ability to support and help their organization and thought I'd be a great fit to be a part of their team. Met with them, talked with them, and kind of the rest is history. And I'm the community engagement specialist for Eckerd Connects Project Bridge, serving Central and South Florida and about 12 counties throughout the state of Florida. I've been able to support and assist throughout the state.
So what exactly is Project Bridge? And tell us a little bit more about what is Eckerd, what is the Eckerd Connects all about and Project Bridge specifically?
Okay, good. So Eckerd Connects Project Bridge is designed to assist and support our youth with a second chance. You know, you can be on one side of the bridge one day and on the other side of the bridge the next day, but you got to walk towards that direction. So we give them some tools and some opportunities to walk towards that direction in the form of creating an opportunity for them after they come back from a specific program that they've been assigned to after getting in trouble. Then after they come out of that program, they are assigned to us, courtesy of them being sent back to their home or resident. And they still have to have a checklist of things that they're committed to in order to come back home. And we provide that checklist of support of things that they need, kind of like a wraparound service. Also provide them with opportunities to get their GED or high school diploma. Provide opportunities for them to volunteer in the community so they can build trust back up within themselves as well as those who they've offended. Uh, Also, we create opportunity for them to be placed on a job so they can understand the value of working and making their own money outside of doing anything illegal. And last but not least, we create an opportunity for them to be mentored so they can understand that there's someone else who's had a similar story to theirs, who's overcome some of the similar obstacles, and who's in a better position to help them succeed.
So this program, specifically Project Bridge, are for young people who have gotten into trouble with the law in some capacity and
Correct.
either in juvenile detention or what have you, and it's reingratiating them back into society, helping to build a bridge out of where they are back into the community, pretty much, right? And
Definitely.
and the programs that you to support that transition.
Exactly, because that's the crossover, Emily. In order for them to cross the bridge of moving beyond the limitations of their past, they have
Yes.
to utilize the services that we have, and we have to create a family and fun friendly atmosphere for them to understand how much we care. Because if everything is serious and we don't pique the kids' curiosity for doing other things outside the seriousness of life, they'll think that life only exists in a box.
Right.
And so we want to create an opportunity to build that bridge, meet them right where they are, and take them right where they need to be, and escort them there to the degree that they say, you know what, I can cross over the border of this situation by myself because you got me to the bridge.
Okay, excellent. So with that being said, and it shows, it kind of reinforces the point that we have bridges throughout our entire lives, regardless of whatever situation you are in. There's always some kind of bridge to cross, or some bridge you just finished
Right.
crossing, and another one ahead of you. So it's an ongoing thing. So today we're putting the spotlight on building the bridges between the public and the private sector, and building bridges for success. And in your capacity, you have had to do that on multiple levels. So, what are some like the best practices or tips you can provide, say, business owners who want to know, like, how do we do this? Like, what are some the best ways to build the connection with the public sector, and vice versa as well, the public
So
sector?
one of the best interests of building a bridge between public and private partnerships, first of all, it's like dating. You got to show up. You have to show up to the meetings
Mhm.
and find out what's on the agenda uh, at your local government office, be it the city, be it the county. And once you begin to show up to the meeting, you're actually dating the responsibility of knowing and understanding what your community needs.
Now, by the way, what kind of meeting are we talking about?
So you can show up to what they have called a commission meeting.
Hmm.
And when you show up to these commission meetings, um, it creates an opportunity for you to understand publicly what your county or city needs, or what your county or city is planning to do. And they have a variety of committees that you can take participation in. And if you decide to do that, you'll become well informed. Now, once you become a well informed citizen, you have the right and responsibility to provide a service and or to support a service. And once you do that, that says that you're all in for your community, you're all in for your kids, you're all in for your family, and thus creating public and private partnerships because you had the conviction, which allowed you to have the eviction, forcing yourself to move out your seat to do something differently, and to probably even start a business or attach your business to support a need within the government. And sometimes you attach that to a need by volunteering. Sometimes you attach that to a need by donating dollars. Sometimes you attach that to a need by taking on a contract that you can get paid for and provide a service to. These are public private partnerships that are created by those who have a conviction to do what they do or know what they're already doing, that they've already had a conviction for, and they know that it can help and assist the local government and citizens in those efforts.
What would you say? Do you know of, and I know you're not probably not name names, however, but can you give an example of businesses or types of businesses which have been really successful in this type of partnership, who have done what they've done and the results of what their interaction with government entities?
Yeah, I could tell you a big one. The New York Mets is a
Okay,
very big one.
great.
And here's the reason why, because spring training bring in so many dollars for the local businesses here in the area. And so through that public-private partnership, we were able to, as a matter of fact, let me back up a little bit. When I was in office, it came up for an opportunity to renegotiate whether or not the Mets would stay in St. Louis County. I was the chairman of the board at the time, excited to negotiate that opportunity. I was able to assist and support our staff with the New York Mets staff and bridging that gap and create an opportunity for the Mets to stay in St. Lucie County. So we were able to go to Tallahassee, get the governor, Rick Scott, and his cabinet to support the Mets staying in St. Lucie County. We ended up getting about 20 million from them. We ended up getting about uh, making a $35 million commitment from the county, which became a $55 million project. But through that process, it also creates an opportunity for the local businesses who are accustomed to seeing a significant number of, I would say, vacationers along with Mets fans come down, stay in hotels, frequent shops, restaurants, and begin to stimulate the economy in the St. Lucie West area where the Mets are.
Wow. Wow, that's a great, certainly a great example because it has so many multifaceted re- uh, reverberation throughout the entire community and the state and actually the country from where all the Mets fans come from.
Right.
So, from what I'm gathering from what you're saying as a kind of a summary, number one, you have to be informed and you
Definitely.
engage to be informed so you can do your research even before coming to some of these meetings to know what's happening and then go to learn even more. So that's one. And then, as you said, you can know what service you either want to provide or could potentially need to receive and or lend your support. And then from there, attach to a need, as you say. So
Definitely.
attach, pardon?
Go ahead, Emily. Go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, attach yourself to the need either in the community or maybe a need you have
Definitely.
need support with from the government sector, and then to be very aware of the channels of communication. Like you mentioned, you went to the governor of the state of Florida in order to make the case to get the support for your local community and to get the funds needed as well. So by knowing how to connect those dots and work those bridges, you're able to help create this successful solution. So what yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, so
So,
that's
real quick. Go. I'm
yes.
sorry.
No, no, no.
So, real quick, and to your point, I just said to these three things to what you just said. You have to date it, you have to mate it, and you have to rate it. All
Uh-oh.
right.
This is a family friendly show, sir.
So,
You
so,
got a
so,
breakdown.
so you have to date it by spending time with it.
Okay.
Go to the meetings, spend time understanding what the issues are, what the needs are, what the responsibilities lie. Okay, that's your dating it. Mating it is understanding what you have to bring to the table to mate with the needs or demands of particular services. Okay, so you date it, you made it, and then once you participate, you can rate it. How good I do did I do? How great can it become? And how many other partners do I need to bring to the table as a result of it? And if you
Mm.
date it, made it, and rate it, people can take it and not break it, but receive it for its wholeness and fullness of where we are and where we could be.
And just for those who may not know, in the introduction, I failed to mention that you're also a rapper. You're a poet. And so, so in case that was not obvious, I hope it is now. So remember to date, mate, and rate. No, but I want to thank you very much for these insights. Do you have any other parting words as we kind of wrap up our session today on how to build bridges to success with a
Yes.
public-private partnership?
So I would tell anybody, um, first of all, it's never about money first. Okay. And it should never be about money first. Make it conviction. Your conviction will always evict you or force you away from sitting on your hind part, waiting for somebody else to do something or waiting for somebody else to tell you to do something. But it will convict you to the degree that you'll be able to find your way because God's given you a gift, He's giving you a relationship, and He's giving you access to resources. And when you germinate all three of those together, you're going to equal up with purpose. Now, with that being said, after you understand what your purpose is, one of the greatest things that you can do is provide a service to your local government. But once again, you have to date the government, you have to make your ability to provide a service, and you have to rate it and say, how can I make it get better? I'm sorry, how can I make it better? How can I get better in the process? And once you're doing those things, you're going to create public and private partnerships throughout the state, because if you can create one locally, you can create one somewhere else in the state. And by the way, if you didn't know it, The county government itself is a subversion of the state.
Oh,
Okay.
your sound just went out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you able to silence the phone? Okay. Well, while we get Commissioner back.
Emily, I'm
Yeah.
back.
Okay. Very
I'm
good.
back.
All right.
So,
So.
so,
Mhm.
so what I was saying, I'm sorry. What I was basically saying was a lot of people don't know that the county government is a subdivision of the state.
Mhm.
Okay. And so when you become a subdivision of the state, you have to abide by state rules, regulations, and all of what they expect or intend you to do when you're receiving dollars from them. Do you know that when you have public and private partnerships, that private partner becomes an extension of the state as well because they receive dollars from the state? And if you don't believe that, if you have a program that's designed to benefit the state and you're not capable or responsible to operate at the level that they expect you to, the state will come in and take over that program.
Yeah.
Okay. Or provide somebody else with the resources for that program. So you got to remember at the end of the day, public and private partnerships are designed to benefit the citizens more than they're designed to benefit the business.
Mm.
And because the government wants to support that specific vision of economic development
Mhm.
and or a service that needs to be rendered because the population is getting overwhelming to serve, they will create, like companies do, a joint venture commitment of two parties so that one party can be given dollars to provide the service and the other party provide that service as a business to benefit their bottom line. And so
Right.
that public private partnership becomes a powerful extension of culture, heritage, and community success.
Yeah, excellent. So with that being said, it's like knowing your customer. So or knowing what's important to them. So if you're doing business with the government on any level, know what their priorities are and speak to those priorities. Right?
Yes,
Pretty much
KYC, know your customer.
know your
And we
customer.
all need the KYC.
So let me
That's why I said date it,
Mhm.
made it, rate it.
So with that emphasis, which we certainly appreciate, what advice would you give to say a small business person who is approaching a city, a county, a state for a bid? They're responding to a proposal for a bid for a contract. What's some advice could you just give such a person in preparing for that opportunity?
First of all, I would tell them like anybody else um, that I sent to the store. If I sent you to the store to get a cake batter, and this is your first time baking a cake, I would tell you to read the instructions on the back of the box so you can taste and see what's on the front of the box. So follow the instructions first. That's the first thing you must do.
Okay.
Secondly, I would say go and meet with your local government staff who can give you some insight. Set up an appointment, meet with staff who has the insight and understanding of what the expectations are because just by reading the instructions doesn't give you all the answers.
Hmm.
So go and sit with your local governmental staff and your local commission members and see what their expectations are as it relates to that. Once you do that, build a team around that. You want a team with somebody that's a legal person. You want a team with somebody who's an expert in their area. You want a team with somebody who can get a significant number of people to support the project. And you want a team with somebody who has the manpower to help you complete the project. And if you are bringing all of these team members to the table, the only thing that you have to do is make sure that each and everybody execute their part. Because when you come to the table with a team, they will know that you are serious and not just curious.
Serious and not just curious. So do the work. Well, that's great advice, and I want to thank you so much for sharing that. So as we part today, do you have any links you want to share about Eckerd or any upcoming events that you would think would be good for people to know about or anything like that?
Yes. So Eckerd Connects Project Bridge, I get the dubious opportunity of supporting them through public partnerships throughout the state. I also get an opportunity to raise funds for the organization to provide services for these youth, uh, be it clothing, be it food, sometimes shelter, and sometimes transportation. So we'd love for you to go to eckerd.org, Beyond the Bridge. We're having a 5K fundraiser. We want to raise $15,000 to support these youth. So the link is um, in the chat. And once you click on that link, go there, give a donation of $50. Um, the lowest donation we're asking for is $30. If you can give a donation for at least $30, it will support our youth and help us continue to provide a service for them to develop in their roles of leadership, responsibility, and success.
Okay. That's fantastic. All right, so there are different ways people can support, and that's another way of building these public-private partnerships and so on. So excellent. So, what? Uh-oh. Oh, I thought I turned off my computer. Oh my God. Okay, okay. That's just how it is. We just have to gonna roll with
It
this.
happens sometimes, right?
We have to roll with it. Okay, I just want to extend a very special thank you to our guest Kim Johnson this morning for being with us.
Thank
And
you guys for having me.
yes, and for sharing his very important insights, and encourage people to go back and really study and absorb what you shared today, because it's really pertinent advice, and following instructions is a key thing. So that's the instruction I want to give. Go back and listen and see how this can apply to yourself and your business to be more effective in your
And
partnerships.
by the way, Emily, if they want to reach out to me and have me coach them in specific areas of public and private partnership, please do. You can extend my number in the chat as well, and there's a website that they can go to, www.mrkimpOSSIBLE.com, MrKimPossible.com.
Oh,
So
that's a fancy one.
yes. So if they're able to go there and they want to be coached on how to transition towards public and private partnerships, I'd love to coach them and extend my services to them. But with that being said, let me say this last thing before we go.
Mm-hmm.
Know your gift, because your gift will always lift and bring other people up to your level. But you have to use it to get to the level that God expects you to. And
Mm-hmm.
once you utilize it, you're going to create an atmosphere of trust and belief.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to be able to develop multiple partnerships throughout the city, the state, and maybe even throughout the world. I've been able to garner a lot of public-private partnerships. That's because I'm tenacious, I'm fearless, and I love people, and I love supporting my community. So at the end of the day, people don't want to know how much you know; they want to know how much you care. And I learned this in life: talking moves three things in life: your teeth, your tongue, your lips, nothing else. So we have to get in. We have to find our place. We have to grind our way in the presence of people. And then once we build a mark that cannot be erased, we will have built the trust factor that allows people to run and come to the roar of anything and everything that we decide to do. So
Very good.
be the sample, that's the example, because you take the ample time to learn, lead, and give the success.
Very good. So with that being said, you're to people are to visit mrkimpossible.com, Mr.
Correct.
MRKIM possible.com for more
Correct.
engagement with the one and only spitmaster of lyrics that is before us today. So I want to thank you again so much for being here and for sharing all the things that you shared. Very insightful and very meaningful to all of us as business owners and entrepreneurs and anyone aspiring to build better bridges. So thanks again for being with us on Momentum Monday. And I want to wish everyone a great Momentum Monday, and stay supercharged, everyone. Bye bye. Okay. All right. Where's my outro thing? Here it is. Here it is. Oh, wait. Oops. Sorry.